So you've been wondering, why do you actually think Rudy and Alan became closer again in Papa's Palateria to go? Did it have something to do with their winning status, or did it have something to do with Hacky Zak wanting to be a chef? Well, actually, after I watched some videos on it and got some comments on the Fitline Club, actually the reason is that Alan and Rudy already have their chef status ever since they won Papa's Next Chef Tournament back then. So it all started in 2015 where Hacky Zak wanted to be with Shannon once to become a chef. However, it didn't work because, Rudy got more votes. And, when Papa's Cheeseria was in development, Rudy and Scarlett were the winners. So actually, there was nothing we could do about it. In 2016, yes, there was another tournament. However, he lost again to Austin for the first round of the semifinals. And in 2017, again, he got more votes than Duke Gotcha for the rounds of the Tarot version and Brody for the division finals. But he actually did lose to Sienna and Carlo Romano in the first round of the semifinals. In 2020, again, during the runner-ups when Alan and Akari were actually battling them, I would just say in my opinion that Alan wanted to be a chef instead of Hacky Zak. But is that the case? Unfortunately, both of them won Papa's Next Chef 2020 and, the app game Papa's Mo Korea to Go was released by then. So eventually, Hacky Zak didn't give up again. And in 2021, he lost again to Wyland B in the division finals. And he got into second place along with Indigo. But last year, luckily, he won again. And because of this, he got more votes than the rest of his group mates. So eventually, Hacky Zak and Lisa both won this tournament, and that's how it became Papa's Palateria to go. I would just say that Rudy and Alan did deserve the chef status, but I'm not 100% sure, why would a closer who was a chef become a closer again? Aren't they really eligible? With the exception of Ninjoy, yes, she was actually eligible to be a closer in Papa's Pancakeria and Wingeria. But in the app games, that changed because, she was actually eligible to not be a closer in any of these games as she was a chef. But I was just actually thinking why they couldn't do the same for Rudy and Alan. Is it because of the chef status, or is it because, they want to beat Hacky Zak out of the competition? I'll just say in my opinion that, ever since Rudy and Alan won, I began to feel happy for them. But for Hacky Zak, yeah, I did feel the pain he had to go through. And yes, I know, a lot of chefs do this in games, like a lot of chefs. When they lose the PNC finals, they go for another one. But I can't really just say the same thing to Hacky Zak because, he won last year along with Liesel. So I'm not too sure why Rudy and Alan would, taunt him to say that he's a chef. I would just mean, seriously, why? 100% why? If they would really taunt him as a chef, and if they wouldn't become a closer, then I wouldn't think Hacky Zak would have some problems with it. I'm not too sure, but it's just actually my opinion. I would just say in my opinion, if, Rudy and Alan would definitely come back, they will actually do taunt Liesel again. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think Liesel minds. She doesn't really mind that. For the next game area, the 18th game area, maybe someone else will go for a go. Maybe if Caleb and Trishna would become chefs, it would be fine. Caleb becomes a chef and then someone else will become one. But I'm not too sure because the 18th game area hasn't been released out yet. But I think hopefully they'll do it next year or maybe this year once it comes out, because I know Flipline Studios has been here for 20 years, since 2004. And just hopefully in the next game area, just hopefully it's Papa's Burgeria Deluxe. Yes, we would do like to hear that the closers will come back to their roles, especially Kahuna and Johnny. I don't know why Johnny hasn't been a closer for like 7 years already, ever since his last game, maybe 6 or 7 years. Ever since Papa's Pancake Royale to go. I would just say that maybe closers are like that. I'm not too sure why Alan and Rudy would do such a thing to Hacky Zak. I would just say in my opinion that, ever since they beat him 2 times, Hacky Zak didn't give up in winning to become the chef. I know it's because they actually do have a lot of votes. As mentioned in the blog a long time ago, yes, they do have a lot of votes. And I can tell the reason why they have been competing a lot, I just say in my opinion that, in Papa's Burgeria Deluxe, I would just see the Palateria cart, But anyways, guys, I think that's just my theory on why Rudy and Alan did beat Hacky Zak in the semifinals. If you have any concerns, questions, or theories to see if it's actually true, just let me know.